Hey everybody, it's the Red Wizard. Today I'm going to show you how I organize my collage materials. And this video is really about how do I organize the stuff I cut out of magazines and books. I think I have a clever way that might help you do it, and I'd like to share that with you today. It's a combination of using old cigar boxes and chest of drawers and dressers that I've scored for free, you know, basically garbage picking. All right? Before I get into what I do with these, I want to give you my first mega super awesome magical Red Wizard tip. If you give somebody a hammer, everything looks like a nail, right? As collage artists, we got to be disciplined to not just cut everything out that we're excited about, okay? The best way to keep your clippings organized is to not make the clippings, okay? Try to discipline yourself and keep stuff in the original books and magazines. Don't just cut stuff out. Why? Well, generally, books and stuff, they're already organized, okay, by subject. You need a picture of a tree, go to the book called Trees. There you have it. And it's much easier to organize books. There are these little units of organization already. Try to keep everything in your books and magazines if you can. Now, we all know when you start making collages, you end up cutting stuff out because you think you're going to use it, and then you don't. So the reason I'm making this video right now is because I have a huge pile of clippings that I've amassed over the year. Stuff that I cut out and didn't use. And let me tell you, it's quite a pile. So let me show you how I'm going to organize this using old cigar boxes and drawers. Let's do it. Okay, there you have it. Here is my super messy desk. This doesn't look like much, but let me tell you, this is a lot of clippings. All right? So, again, I like to keep my stuff in trays. I'm going to show you how I make this. Now, one thing I recommend having in your studio all the time is a multi-tool like this handy-dandy Leatherman. What is this one called? This is the Leatherman Rev. Okay, it's nice and lightweight. I have knives, I got tiny little screwdrivers and stuff, I got a nail file, basically a little tiny tool chest in the studio. I love having this thing. What I do is I take old cigar boxes, I break them in half, so I have 2 trays per box, okay? And eventually, each one of my trays is going to hold a different category of items. Now this one's pretty specific. This category is eyeballs. All right, so this is my eyeball tray. Is this an eyeball? There it is. Nice shark eyeball staring at you in midnight, right in the middle of midnight, looking at you, about to bite you right in the kisser. Okay, so that's the goal. I like to be able to see what I'm working with. This way, when I have these different trays, like this one is geology. If I'm listening to myself and I'm behaving myself, I only put things that have to do with like minerals and rocks in this one. This, I think some fancy plates came in this. This is what isn't exactly a cigar box, but you get the point, and I use the lid. So this is an easy way for me to thumb through, find what I need. And then I'll show you in a minute how this ties in with the drawers that I use. Okay? All right, so I'm going to use my multi-tool to pop open this, to basically pop this box in half so I could basically have 2 trays with this thing. Now, this is a little bit deeper than I need. I like them a little bit more shallow. These are just cool looking boxes to begin with, and you could usually get them for free. If not, you could get them for a few bucks. I don't know, get yourself a cigar and maybe they'll just, the folks at the shop will just send you a free cigar box. Now, look, I like the depth of this, but when you're picking out your boxes, you want to find one that has like a tray top. This is a flat top. I can't really do anything with this. This might go in the garbage. I'm definitely not going to use it. I suppose I could collage on top of this if that's your thing. But let me show you a good example of one that breaks. So here's a good example of a really nice wood cigar box that breaks into 2 pieces. You'd be surprised how much you could fit in these shallow trays and thumb through. So I got a whole bunch of busted in half cigar boxes for me to organize my stuff with. Perfect. I'm going to take my Leatherman and I'm basically I'm going to go in here. Sometimes I have a screw. If you need to use a screw, just use a screwdriver part of your Leatherman. Sometimes they're just kind of anchored in here like this. There we go. There we go. All right, definitely take these off because they will snag you. Awesome. I'm honestly more stoked about this shallow tray. Look how pretty that is than I am this deep one, but we'll find a use for it. Throw these right in the garbage so you don't step on them. Okay, now you're good to go to start organizing your clippings in. So this begs the question, what categories should you use to organize your stuff? Now, all of us are different artists. I kind of have my own made-up categories that I use. A lot of my stuff is about like science, science fiction, fantasy, perception. So the categories I use kind of reflect that. I have a cigar bin full of technology, which is everything from a spaceship to a bicycle. I got my geology bin. I have an outer space bin. I've got body parts bin. I have like a celebrities bin. I've got, I don't know, colored patterns bin. Basically, I have a bin for everything in my own mind that I kind of have a category for and I think that I might need. Now, some of my followers and collage friends have mentioned that sometimes they like to organize their stuff by color. Maybe your stuff is super optical and you're into colors. You could organize by color, shape, whatever. You could just come up with it yourself and see what works. All right, I got a little work ahead of me. It's time for me to start putting some of my clippings in my cigar box. One really important category for me is colored patterns. I love them for my background and stuff. So I think I'm just going to kind of go patterns in general. And I'm just going to start rifling through here and throw them in. Is this a pattern? Not really, but in my brain compartment it is. Some coral morphologic stuff. Yeah, random, basically colored sheets of paper that don't necessarily have a subject for me. That's what I'm throwing in here. Okay? I do have a bug bin. I got a plant bin. I got all sorts of bins. You know what? Let's get smart. I'm going to line up a whole bunch of these cigar boxes right here, right now. Speed this up a little bit. I'm going to save my tiny ones for when I get to tiny objects. Some bins I organize by project, okay? Like I'm from Buffalo. I want to do a Buffalo like retro themed project. And it's taken me a long time to accumulate old Buffalo stuff. So this is a bin I keep to the side, and I just slowly am filling this in with really old Buffalo images. Like I almost never touch this, but hey, when the time comes, this is going to be stacked with everything I need. Okay, let's make a people bin out of this one. And I think I'll do an outer space one here. These are a little too big, so I'm going to put these in my drawers. Let me show you what I do with my drawers. All right, let me show you how this all comes together. I'm done organizing my small clippings in my cigar boxes. Now I'm going to take the clippings that are too big to put in my boxes And I'm going to designate a drawer over here for people. This is my random category. This is my people category. Okay, so in here, I already have a bunch of loose sheets of people. Got it? I carefully lay down my pieces that are too big in the people drawer. Then I take my people cigar box, lay that nicely on top in the drawer, close it up. Just think of how many people I got stuck in that tiny drawer. It's brilliant. So the last organization piece of advice I have for you folks today, it doesn't have anything to do with clippings. It just is a general studio organization thing I like to recommend. Is I keep a journal inside of my studio at all times, okay? Like a mad scientist, right? I wish I had one of those pedestals that this could just sit on, all right? That way, when I leave the studio, I could write down what I've done. That way, when I come back, I know exactly where I left off and what I need to do. I got 3 kids right now. Our one baby's just like 2 months, okay? So if I'm doing artwork or Red Wizard stuff, I got to come down here and make stuff happen like within like 20 minutes or less sometimes. It's crazy. So if I keep a journal and I keep it in here and it's always here, I come in, I look at it, boom, I'm good to go. So that's my last little tip. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're going to be making collages, please, I would love to see them. You can share them on my Facebook group called Collage Art Revolution. And if you're going to be making collages, you're going to need glue, cardstock, tape, things like that anyway. One way you could support this channel is by going to my Amazon affiliate store at redwizardcollage.com. I will definitely put the link in the bio or the description or whatever. You would think after watching so many YouTube videos I'd remember the formula for like, follow, subscribe, like, follow, subscribe, like, follow, subscribe. Gosh. Anyway, yeah. So please show me what you got on Facebook, Collage Art Revolution. Definitely check out my Amazon affiliate store. If you buy a couple things, they'll send me a few cents and it will help keep this channel going. If you don't have any collage materials, you could also go to my website and download some free collage kits and you could print those at home. Now, this summer I am going to be working on making my very own collage kit that you could actually get sent to your house. So stay tuned for that. And from the bottom of my wizard heart, thank you so much for watching. Peace.